There's one thing that tends to be missing from all of them, and that is a reference to the strategist, which gets back to your great point of, it's too much of a focus on a what and a how and not on the who. So I'd be curious from your professional experience. I mean, you obviously were doing strategy work.
Yes.
Did you ever feel like you had the support or training or preparation to do it? Obviously you were doing it and you were doing it well, but
no. Well, and this is not a knock on the company that I was with. It wasn't that I didn't have necessarily the support. It was just that where do you get training for strategy? I felt like it was more born out of experience, right? So I think people just kind of tag on like, oh, I can do strategy because I've done my job for 6, 8, 10 years or whatever. So now I know it so well, inside and out. I've seen all the things that come at me. So pay me. I'll be the one to consult for you and I'll create a strategy for you because I can see outside your organization better than you can. Yeah. But it did not mean that I was a strategist. It just meant that I was really good at looking at the view from a 20,000 foot, seeing what everybody else was doing, and I could help move the pieces and come up with a plan. Right? That's what it meant. I think I've since learned that, what you talk about in your book is being able to see around the corners and looking at the forecasting and kind of coming up with this strategic direction or more so than like the plan and having this force to say, hey, let's just keep moving everybody in the direction that we need to move in based on this forecast or these learnings or whatever. And I think that was the piece that was sort of missing, and you're not taught that. When I went to school for communications and marketing, you were not taught that. You were just taught how to create a plan or a report or how to do something in branding or whatever. Yeah, right.
Well, it was. I mean, that's so astute because that. If you look at sort of at the highest level, what's one of the key takeaways of the book? It's that. People think of strategy again as a what, right? It's a tool, it's a skill, it's a plan, right? That's all what language.
Pay a lot of money for it.
Totally. But what we've seen is when it's those things, those are basically external to you, right? That those are things that exist in the world that aren't you, right? Yes. It's a tool, it's a skill, it's a plan, and when you have that sort of externality to it, people in my experience tend to rent. The conversation or the outcome and not own it, right? So I always give the example of, you can hear a person that talk, they say they meditate. Okay, that doesn't mean they're a monk, right? And so you can strategize, but it doesn't mean you're a strategist, right?
Thank you for listening. If you would like to rediscover your own story, please connect with us at any of the links below. My name is Jessie Heron. Thanks for taking a break with me.